In British Columbia, the 2026 residential real estate market has hit a wall. Sales have slowed to their lowest point in 25 years, and over 80% of homes are closing below their final asking price. Yet, hidden inside that data is a persistent anomaly. A specific fraction of homeowners are still walking away from the closing table with their full asking price intact. Securing that kind of equity in a high-inventory environment doesn't happen by accident. It requires moving away from traditional listing habits and executing a precise 5-step tactical playbook. The most common point of failure happens before the home even hits the market, driven by the anchoring effect. Many homeowners look at the historical peaks of 2022 and treat those past valuations as a baseline for their current property value. In a balanced to buyer's market, overpricing triggers a severe penalty. As days on the market accumulate, buyers perceive a stagnation signal. They assume the property has hidden defects or an uncooperative seller, which rapidly diminishes its perceived value and invites aggressive lowball offers. This April 2026 Greater Vancouver Market Report shows clear negative percentages across benchmark prices. Panning across the Lower Mainland data, this downward pressure applies to almost every property type. To avoid the stagnation trap, replace emotional expectations with localized data. Hitting the market precisely at true current value creates an immediate wave of showing volume. It forces buyers to act with urgency during those crucial first 10 days. Strict adherence to recent data protects your bottom line. The outdated strategy of pricing high to negotiate down usually results in a much lower final net profit than simply pricing correctly from day one. With inventory piling up, standard daytime photography is insufficient. Sellers have to invest in a comprehensive cinematic media suite to build high perceived value and justify their asking price. This strategy requires FAA-licensed aerial drone photography. Buyers need immediate spatial context regarding property boundaries, neighborhood layouts, and proximity to green spaces. The return on this investment is measurable in the data. Properties featuring aerial imagery sell 68. Once the media is locked, launch timing is the next variable. The specific day of the week a property hits the market dictates the initial surge of weekend foot traffic. Zooming out to macro seasonal cycles, historical data shows the last 2 weeks of May represent the optimal window to launch. Surging buyer activity during this brief period yields an average price premium of 1.7%. In family-oriented neighborhoods, however, the timeline shifts earlier. Listing in April or May aligns perfectly with buyers who need to secure a home and coordinate their move before the new school year begins. Conversely, listing between late November and mid-January is a major risk. Buyer activity plummets during the holidays, meaning your home sits active, artificially inflates its days on market, and quickly triggers that stagnation signal. Syncing your launch date with these historical cycles ensures your property hits the market exactly when demand peaks, eliminating the risk of early market staleness. Even with perfect pricing and timing, you will run into the primary financial friction point for 2026 buyers: high interest rates that stretch their monthly affordability to the breaking point. The traditional instinct is to offer a $10,000 price reduction, but that severely cuts into your net proceeds, while only saving the buyer a negligible $60 a month on their mortgage. This chart shows a more effective strategy. Offer a $10,000 closing cost credit for a 2-1 rate buydown. While a price drop barely moves the needle, the buydown credit yields a massive $600 a month in savings during the first year. This credit directly subsidizes the buyer's interest rate in the crucial early years of the loan. It solves their immediate monthly budget concerns without devaluing the asset itself. Smart concessions provide the leverage needed to preserve headline property value while delivering the tangible monthly relief buyers require to close the deal. The final element of a successful sale happens quietly behind the scenes. You have to compile an exhaustive suite of pre-listing documents well before the home goes live to prevent deals from collapsing during the subject removal phase. For British Columbia strata transactions, the Form B information certificate is the single most critical document in this process. Form B provides a certified snapshot of the building's financial health. It reveals any upcoming special levies, the contingency reserve fund balance, and mandatory strata insurance summaries. When you have these documents completely ready up front, You remove the buyer's fear of the unknown. Without that fear, they lose the leverage needed to demand post-offer discounts. Radical upfront transparency eliminates those infamous closing day surprises. The price you negotiate remains the final closing price you receive. Economic headwinds and a softer real estate market do not mandate that you have to accept a softer asking price. It all comes down to discipline, utilizing realistic data, deploying cinematic media, mastering market timing, leveraging smart concessions, and providing flawless upfront paperwork. For Greater Victoria sellers, executing this exact playbook requires the right professional partnership. When your property is presented properly, it adds directly to your final sale price.